Morning to you all. What a beautiful topic today. Love, the active expression of joy, isn't it? And the beautiful words we heard from the Keshwaji of Swamiji. After reading the autobiography of Yogi, the young Donald Walter, he was so excited that he took overnight bus and traveled from East Coast, that is New York, to western coast of the US, that is California, in search of Paramahansa Yogananda ji, his master. And after little difficulties, he found a master who was giving service, Sunday service. And in the first encounter, master said, I give my unconditional love to you. Will you also give your unconditional love to me? So this was the pure soul of master who just knows how to love others. He loved, he welcomed every one disciple, irrespective of his caste, creed, color of his skin, his nationality. He welcomed all. Have you seen Ananda logo? We have been to pilgrimage to Ananda village in California. The logo here, it indicates the arrow indicates within. The love, happiness, joy, you have to find within yourself, not outside. We will understand how, I'll try to analyze how this happens. When Dayaji tells great souls, I derive pleasure, it feels good. Master, when he was in US, in initial days, he struggled a lot to establish the fellowship. But latter years, he was very happy, and in one discourse, he says that I will present a bouquet of souls to my father. He never said that I will present a group of disciples. He was indicating that every soul is important. When I sit with Jyotishji and Deviji whenever they are here, I feel a distinct calmness, peace, kind of joy. I feel that it all radiates from their soul to me. You must have this kind of experience. I also cite an example of baby, the newly born child. Have you seen babies in flights, in trains, in bus? They have a kind of magnetism. They attract attention of everyone. They are a bundle of joy. So why it is so? We'll analyze later on. Master went to the US and started the Self-Realization Fellowship, SRF. The self-realization is the crux. We are the soul having this body, but we have forgotten our true identity. We identify ourselves this mortal body, but we have forgotten the entity which is immortal, which lives in this body. So this lack of self-realization is the source of unhappiness, unliving. And this ignorance is the cause of misery. Another easy way to understand is the word I and my. When somebody asks about introduction, we say I am such and such. We explain our background, our position, our caste, our religion, our nationality. But think that it's my body. We say it's my body, it's my ear, they're my hands, my leg, my property, my car, my wife, So there is distinct difference between I and my. Basically, we are talking, when we say I, we are soul. When we say my, we are talking of our belongingness that is based on body. Another very good example, consider this body as a rath, chariot, and soul as charioteer, operator. When the soul is gone, in Hindi we call it arathi, means there is no soul, it's a dead body. So soul and body, both are different. And the destiny of human beings, they are linked with their karma. if their karma is based on divinity, the pure qualities of soul, they are called elevated karma. Basically, these are the dharma. Dharma means dharana. Dharan. What we dharan? The true qualities of soul. And what are true qualities of soul? They are purity, peace, love, power, knowledge, happiness, joy, and forgiveness. All these qualities, they are songs, they are recorded in your soul, that is a CD. It all depends on you which song you play more. When babies are born, they have magnetic power. They attract attention of anyone. Why it happens? Because they are pure soul. They only know how to love. But as they grow, there are different layers of experiences. They cover the soul and they forget their true identity. The babies only know to love, but we teach them how to hate. Babies only love peace. They know only peace. But when they grow, we teach them, the society teaches them how to be unhappy, how to be stressed, how to be tense. Babies, they know only forgiveness. But we teach them how to be mean, how to be selfish. So, when the soul appears in this body, they are pure. But when we grow, we learn a lot of things and we grow like adults and human beings. We forget our identity. We call some people dharmatma. The people who exhibit in their behavior the divinity, the purity, the peace, they are called dharmatma. So we are basically not a body which is having soul. We are a soul having this body. And when this karma is, everybody is bound to take action as per the Gita. And when this karma is attached, there is yoga of karma and dharma. We are called, the human beings are called karma yogi. They express divinity, the true quality of soul in their behavior. When we forget dharma, that is true quality, true self, when we forget our true self, that results in bad karma. And that is the cause of misery. That is the cause of unhappiness. That is a cause of chaos. Every soul is powerful. Every soul is knowledgeable, as I said, because all these characters, all this divinity is manifested in the babies. But every soul is capable of going to its root. That I can say with certain degree of confidence, because I've seen transformation in young, angry Sunita, my wife, into a peaceful soul now. So I know that every soul is powerful. One should not forget his true self. When I say true self, that is qualities of the soul, peace, divinity, love, and all. Well, one scorpion, it stings badly. So one scorpion was getting flown in the river, and he was struggling to survive, taking hold of a leaf. A saint with disciples were bathing there. The saint was merciful. He was a pure soul. He tried to save the scorpion, and immediately the scorpion stung him badly. Again, he tried to save the scorpion. He got another sting. Then disciple said, "Master, the scorpion is dangerous. Why are you trying to save that?" Master, that when a scorpion is not forgetting his true self, that is stinging, why should I as a pure soul should forget my duty, my dharma? One day another saint was walking with his disciples on the shore, on a beach, and thousands of fish, they were lying and they were gasping for the air. They were just dying. And the master started putting one fish into the ocean, putting another fish in the ocean. Disciples said, Master, what are you doing? There are hundreds and thousands of fish offshore. How your act will make a change? Master said, may not. By my act, may not all the fish will survive. But it matters for the fish who survives. So don't forget your true self, whatever the circumstances. A famous philosopher and author, Swindoll, he said that human beings are 10% what happens to them. 90% they become how they react to this 10%. Master said, circumstances are always neutral. This is we who make these circumstances favorable, unfavorable, positive or negative. And Master also said, love thee like a child. When his mother died at a very young age, he was crying, he was weeping a lot. For days he wept, and then the Divine Mother appeared and said that it was I who was taking care of you over several generations through different mothers. Why are you crying? So love thee like a child. Love like a baby to mother. Love doesn't need any expression. When I was young child, as that happens in Hindu family, my horoscope was prepared. And it was mentioned that I may die due to drowning in the water. And remedy was also given there that 125,000 times reciting of Mahamrityunjaya mantra. So my father brought a tulsi mala of 108 beads and asked me to do this japa. I would try to do this, and every day was afraid. What happens if it is not 108 count, 107, 106? I forget a couple of, then I'm gone. So I started doing some extra japas. But Master says, I realized, the Master says that don't be afraid of inadequacies of the word to love the Master, love to the God. So words are not important. It is important your true self-realization, your characters of soul, how you exhibit, how you imbibe, convert into them, into your actions and behavior. This Om Shanti Shanti we say a number of times after our prayers. Om is also a broad reminder that I am a soul. When we aid Shanti Shanti, we say I am a peaceful soul. These are all reminders of God. These are all reminders of God, and again and again it is said that we are a soul. When you visit certain temples, you must have seen that its notice is written that no leather goods are allowed inside. So we keep our purse and belt outside. In the ancient time, it was started that when you enter in the temple, forget your body. This was just symbolic, that leave your leather materials outside and enter the temple as you are a soul. So in a practice where when we come to this temple, we leave our shoes and slippers outside. Practice it. Next time when you come inside, think that you are leaving your body outside and you are entering this temple as a soul. This practice will, I hope, will give peace and love in you. Another interesting fact, I was reading some spiritual magazine, they said that oneness of God. When we donate, we give 11 rupees, 21 rupees, 1,100 rupees, 2,100 rupees, 11,000. Do you know that why this one is added to this? This one was initiated again as a symbolic gesture that there is only one God. So it was considered adding one will be always auspicious. Another interesting fact which I would like to mention that there are three most popular religion in the world: Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam. And they are related to temple, church, and mosque. This temple, church, and mosque, if you see, there are 6 words. Their scriptures are Gita, Bible, and Quran. They are made of 5 words. And you subtract temple and these scriptures, what remains? 6 minus 5, it is 1. These are all symbolic. I do not know whether they were done deliberately or not, but these are all symbolic. They're all reminder of one supreme soul. Through Kriya Yoga and meditation, we try to connect with the supreme soul and recharge our battery with love, peace, happiness, and joy. Om Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Satyaprakash. We chanted the chant this morning, from joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. And it's the glorious destiny of all of our souls. Satyaprakash has been focusing on the soul. Let's focus on the soul. This is our destiny. And isn't it true that when we feel joy, we want to share love? You know, Yogananda said that love is the active expression of joy. Because when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling happy, I want to share it with others. I want everybody to be as happy as I am. It's such a natural phenomenon. I had a friend whose father was very unhappy in his life and very nervous and worried and anxious all the time, and would always find the problem in everything and look at the negative side of everything. And then he got dementia. And when he got dementia, he forgot to be worried. And suddenly his natural, true, joyful self came forward. And so I like to think also that we need to keep perspective in things. It's so easy to get caught in the details and be focusing on the little teeny aspects of our life that we think are not working well, and we forget the bigger picture. You know, it was nice to I just got back from the US. I went home to visit my family for a couple weeks. And, you know, being away, even though I was on the computer and connected here, you have a different perspective. I was able to just be so joyful about how well everything's going at the center, how many people are here helping, how it's growing, how Master's Vibration in Delhi is growing, and in India, and all over the world. And suddenly I just had this different perspective. And when I came back to the ashram, it's like, what was I always so worried about? You know, why am I always in such a hurry? What am I always thinking about? You know, what's most important is that I find joy, and then if I'm feeling joy, then I can be so loving to everybody. It's so natural to be loving and happy and want to share. So why can't I remember that all the time? And why do we get anxious? You know, Yogananda said that all souls are trying to find happiness and avoid pain, avoid suffering. And so that really our life is all about increasing our happiness and avoiding pain, and decreasing our suffering. And so when we get anxious and worried, it's really a misperception of where we're going to find our happiness. Because we come from joy. We are joy. At any time we can connect to that bliss that is our true nature. And instead we have a misperception, and we think that if I can control the environment around me, if I control the people around me, I will be happy. But does it work? Does it work? Usually it does not work. I have had lots of experience with that. And, you know, and then this misperception, which causes us to have certain thoughts, have certain feelings of anxiety, of worry, of attachment, of frustration, of anger, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions that result in this misperception of what brings our happiness becomes habits and tendencies for us becomes implanted in our energy body, and then that we carry that with us from lifetime to lifetime, and we're born in this life with a set of energy patterns that is custom made for us to learn. Once again, what is it again that brings true happiness? You've thought it was this, you've thought it was this, you've thought it was this, and here's your bad habits. Now let's put you in this situation again and see if you can get it right this time. And this is how we grow. Swamiji gives the analogy of, the bliss of spirit as the moon reflecting down into numerous, let's say, pots of water, vessels of water. And all those vessels of water, this is us individual souls here manifest. We're all these vessels of water, and this water can reflect this pure bliss of spirit anytime we want. We're made from that bliss. We're made from Om. We're made from God. We can reflect it perfectly. And yet the surface seems to be restless. The surface seems to have debris in it. It's rough. It's distorted, this reflection of bliss. And so really our bad habits are just a distortion of our bliss. Spiritual progress, we don't have to achieve anything. All we have to do is remove the distortion, and again, once again, we become this perfect reflection of bliss. And the truth about finding happiness, about finding true happiness, is that we are responsible for our own happiness. I am responsible for my happiness. You are responsible for your happiness. And part of our problem is that we think, another misperception is that other people are responsible for our happiness. Or we think that we need to be in charge of other people's happiness. And that is something that brings us, instead of increased happiness, it brings us increased suffering. People, let's say, who find a spiritual path, who start meditating, who start to experience bliss and peace within themselves, their families are thinking, wow, they're finding peace and happiness in the ashram, and I don't want them to. I want them to find it right here, so I don't want them to go. I would never want them to spend the night. I want them to find happiness the way they used to find happiness, the way we've always been content together. And our families and our friends who don't like it that you're changing. And so then part of us think, oh, isn't that sweet? They want it to be the way it was. They love me so much. Our souls have come a very, very long way through lifetimes, through lessons, to bring us exactly where we are now. And if our soul is telling us that our destiny is to find peace within, and I'm going to be able to find that when I meditate. And so when I want to be around other meditators. I want to have joy. I want to have happiness and share it with others. So I want to be around joyful people. If your destiny is bringing you in that direction, then it would be a mistake to think that we will make somebody else happy by adhering to their version of what they think should be our happiness. We won't be happy that way, and they won't be happy that way. And same thing if we try to tell other people what they should be doing with their lives. And we do have close families, we do have close friends, but if we are feeling peace and joy inside, and naturally can share that love that bubbles out, don't we think that's going to be more magnetic, and that will be more inspiring for our friends and our family, and that will uplift us? I think so. The free will that we have a choice in this life. We have our destiny. Our destiny is set out for us. We're returning to God. We're returning to bliss. That is our destiny. But the free will that we have in this life is whether or not we're going to put out the energy and the effort to overcome our limitations, overcome our bad tendencies, overcome our self-definitions that we've carried with us until this point. and experience inner freedom and inner joy that is our birthright, that is who we already are? Or are we going to not put out the energy and let sort of the familiar warmth or let our tendencies, what's comfortable, continue to guide us? What's easier? I fall back to what I know. What's easier? And just maintain the limitations that we've carried through us all these other lifetimes and that we carried through us until this lifetime. That's where the free will has come. Put out the energy, overcome our limitations. The river will always seek the sea and will find the sea. You know, the river will go around the rocks, go around the obstacles, will break through those whirlpools, those vrittis, and reach the sea. It will, absolutely. And our souls will break through these obstacles, break through our vrittis, break through our bad habits, and we will, of course, be one with God. We are already one with God. But when we can just relax back, we don't have to achieve anything. Yogananda said, self-realization is the knowing that we are already one with God. We just need to improve our knowing. So when we can really relax back, meditate, get into our center, feel that oneness with bliss, then it will just be very natural that love will flow through us. We'll be able to magnetize and inspire all those around us and uplift the consciousness of the planet. God bless you.